So today we are going to read Beehive, and in Beehive we are going to start lesson 2, and today we will discuss part 2, the Shahnai of Bismillah Khan. Okay, so let's start. So before I start, I should know these people. Okay, so some pictures are given here. You should find out that who are they, and which instrument they used to play. Okay, so this is your work, you just find out. Okay, and now the second point, what is mentioned here: think of the Shahnai, and the first thing you will probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. When we take the name of any musical instrument like Shahnai or any other instrument, so definitely that something will be created in our mind, like just like Shahnai. When we take the name of Shahnai, so ultimately the image will create in our mind, that is what, any occasion or any marriage process, because it is just played there only. Okay, now the next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shahnai maestro, playing this instrument. Here maestro means master of master. Okay, so you know what, when you play, when you think about a Shahnai, means when you think about any instrument, so definitely you will imagine the player of that music instrument. Okay, so now Shahnai, when it comes in our mind, so definitely the people who plays this, that will also come in our mind. And who is that? Ustad Bismillah Khan. So today we are going to discuss about this. So let's start with the first paragraph. Okay, Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. You know what? He was a Mughal emperor. So when he was ruling at that moment, means at that time, so he always asked to the people that who were, means he was also fond of music. Okay, so in his royal residence, so there was a musical instrument named pungi, but it was banned. It was banned means it was stopped by Aurangzeb. Why it was stopped? What was the reason behind it? The reason was behind it only that it had a shrill, what? Shrill, unpleasant sound, not melodious. So because of that only, it was stopped by Emperor Aurangzeb. Okay. Pungi became the generic name for reed noisemakers. Generic means special. Okay. So here, Pungi became the generic name for reed noisemakers. Means noisemakers, you know what? When we feel that it is unpleasant or shrill sound, so definitely we can say which we do not like to listen, so definitely that sound will be shrill or unpleasant sound. So now it became what? It became reed noisemaker. Reed noisemaker means generic name is a name given to a class or group as a whole. Means now we can understand the pungi is not a good musical instrument that we can listen it, so that it was stopped. Okay, reed means wind instrument which have reeds like the flute, the clarinet, etc. That you have seen flute. So there are some holes, so because of that hole we can produce some sound or some music. Okay, few had thought that it would one day be revived. Revived means return. Okay, so few had thought it would one day be revived. Revived means written in different way, in different phase. Okay, so few people thought because he was very fond of music, and so many people are there in music field, so they are doing so many experiments. So because of that experiment, few people thought about that one day it will come back. Okay, a barber of a family of professional musician who had access to the royal palace, decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. A barber that you know very well, that who cuts our hair, that is barber. So they have a family of professional musician. So here, a barber of a family, they were a professional musician, and because of that only, they have decided, means who, barber only, they have decided that they will do something, means they will correct, they will improve and that pungi, and they will do something is tonal quality of the pungi. Okay, they just wanted to correct it, they just wanted to improve it so that it can it can be played again in the royal residence. Okay, he chose a pipe, with a natural hollow means that you can understand that flute. Okay, so that is made of what? Bamboo. In bamboo there is a hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. So what he did, who? Barber. Okay, so barber, he just chose a pipe which was just a natural hollow, means you can take the example of what? Bamboo. You have, if you have seen, so you can understand it very easily. Okay, so he chose it and he made 7 holes. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi. Pungi was just different. I think you have a picture here. This is pungi, okay, and this is Shehnai. Okay, now you can see. So it was longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Means they had made 7 holes on the pipe. Okay. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. Okay, like if you have played what? Flute, so definitely you can understand what, like when you take a flute like that, and when you just blow it, and with your finger, when you close it, some holes, means 7 holes are there. Okay, some holes you close it, and some holes you just open it, so definitely it will produce some sound. Okay, so here it was just like that. By closing and by opening of the holes of that pipe, it produces some kind of music, and that is not a shrill, that is not an unpleasant, that is pleasant sound, that is melodious sound, that we can hear it, or not we only, everyone can hear that sound. Okay, he played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. Means before royalty means the members of royal family. Okay, so when he corrected, when he improved that musical instrument, so he came with that musical instrument in the royal family, so there he played it, and when he played it, so everybody was impressed by that musical instrument. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. Okay, definitely you have 2 pictures, you have 2 musical instruments, but how can you recognize, how can you understand that which one is Shehnai and which one is pungi? By giving them name. Okay, so the instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. So because it was totally different from pungi, so they had given the name of that musical instrument. And what they have given, let's see. As the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers means private room, okay, and was played by a nai. Nai means barber. Okay, nai is a Hindi word, barber is English word. The instrument was named the Shehnai. Okay, nai and shah nai means Shehnai. Okay, because it was played where? In the Shah's chamber. Okay, so because of that it is named as a Shehnai. I think you have understood the first paragraph. Now let's start the second paragraph. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious Auspicious means favorable, favorable, promising to bring good fortune. Okay, auspicious means promising to bring good fortune. Okay, good luck. So the sound of the Shahnai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious means that I have told you. So everybody, so because of that only, it is played in different occasions. Okay, because it seems means it is just considered that it is a very good thing that brings us what good fortune. Okay, so the sound of the Shahnai began to be considered auspicious, and for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable means without which a piece of work cannot be done, without which a piece of work cannot be done. Okay, component of any North Indian wedding means it was just like a very compulsory, it is compulsory for wedding, it is considered where in North Indian wedding. Okay, and for this reason it is still played in temples. Now in second line, in second paragraph, it is mentioned that it is always placed where in temples, and is an indispensable means we can understand that it is compulsory, means without this instrument that nothing can be happen. Okay, so it was component of any North Indian wedding, means North Indian wedding, there it is always played. In the past, the Shahnai was part of the Naubat or traditional assemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts means palace. Okay, so in the past the Shahnai was part of Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments. Means if we talk about in past time means Mughal time, so at that time it was also an instrument which was just played at that time. Okay, so it was also a collection of instrument which was just played in a royal courts. Okay, till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. Okay, now it was played in past, but now still it is played. Now you can understand the importance of this musical instrument. Okay, so the credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. And why it is known by everyone? Because of only one person, and this credit goes to only one person, and who is that? Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay, you should know about him. He is no more, but still we are studying about him because of his work, because of his dates, means whatever he had done in this work. Okay, so let's start with the third paragraph. Okay, as a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda. Gilli Danda, that you know very well, that it is played in village area. Okay, near a pond in the ancient estate of Tumrao in Bihar. Now you can understand that where did he belong. So when he was 5-year-old, who Ustad Bismillah Khan, so he used to play what? Gilli Danda. Okay, so where he used to play? Near a pond, and where? In Bihar, at Tumrao. In Bihar at Tumrao. So when he was 5-year-old, so he used to play Gilli Danda where? In Tumrao in Bihar. Okay, so he would regularly go to the nearby Bihari's temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, prize given by the local Maharaja. So he would regularly go to nearby Bihari's temple. Means regularly means every day means. So he used to go nearby Bihari's temple, and why he used to go there? To sing a song, and that is the Bhojpuri song, that is Chaita. Okay, that is Chaita. At the end of means when he finished, when he completed, when he means when his song is over, means when his song was over, so he earned laddu as a reward. And who just gave it? Local Maharaja. And the weight means that weight of that laddu is 1.25 kg. Okay, so this happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has traveled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Now you can understand what actually the writer is just making difference when he was 5 years old. So what he was doing at that moment, and when after 80 years he got means he was awarded by the Indian highest award. And what is that? Bharat Ratna. That is the civilian award. That is the highest civilian award in India. Okay, so now once again listen. When he was 5 years old, so he used to play gilli danda in Dumrao in Bihar. Okay, so he always used to go, means regularly used to go where to sing a song, means Bhojpuri song, that is Chaita, where Bihariji temple. And he also earned laddu, that is the 1.5 to 1.25 kg. Now this thing happened before 80 years, means after 80 years he got Indian means highest civilian Indian award, that is Bharat Ratna. Okay, see the difference when he was 5 years old and after 80 years old, what he achieved in his life, why we are remembering him. Okay, now paragraph number 4. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of magicians from Bihar. Now when he was born, 21st March 1916. Now you can understand that is what which year is going on? 2021. Okay, means more than 100 years. So when he was born on 21st March 1916. And where he was born? In Bihar. Okay, and in which family he was born? He was born in a very well-known family. And why well-known family? Because he belonged to magician family. Okay, so means he was well-known, means he just belonged to well-known family. His grandfather Rasul Baks Khan was the Shahnai Nawaz of Bhojpur King's Court. Now the writer is telling about his grandfather, means what his grandfather was at that moment. So his grandfather was also a Shahnai player, where in Bhojpur King's Court. Okay, his father Paigambar Baks, his grandfather was Rasul Baks Khan, and his father was Paigambar Baks Khan. And other paternal ancestors means what? Ancestors of the father. Okay, means fathers of father means grandfathers of grandfather. Okay, so they were also a great Shahnai player. So because of that, he was well known by everyone. So I hope that you have understood till here paragraph number 1 to 4. So now let's have a paragraph number 5. Okay, the young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras. Now it is called Varanasi. So he was very young when he just took this music when he was very early, means he was very young. And when he was 3 years old, 3 years, now you can understand that at the age of 3 years it is very difficult to learn music, but it was not difficult for him, so he learned it. So his mother took him where? To his maternal uncle's house. Maternal uncle's house means you can understand that means his mother's brother's house. Okay, and where it was? Banaras. At that time Banaras, but now Varanasi. Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncle's practice the Shehnai. He was very attracted. He was fascinated also. Fascinated means influenced. Okay, so he was influenced. How did he influence? When he saw that his maternal uncle was playing Shehnai when he was doing practice, so he was influenced. Why influenced means he also wanted to play that one. Soon Bismillah started accompanying. Accompanying means become a partner of his uncle. Okay, Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Baksh was employed to play the Shehnai. Actually, you know what? Ali Baksh was maternal uncle. So he was just employed. What employed? Means he used to play Shehnai where? To that Shehnai temple. Okay. That temple. Okay. So soon he became what? Partner of his uncle, means maternal uncle. Okay. So he was also accompanying means he was also doing means he was also used to play with him. And where he used to play? Vishnu temple. And where it was? In Banaras. Okay. Ali Baksh would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated. Captivated means charming, means he did not move here and there. He was attracted by that sound only. For us on end, means he just continued to sit, means he used to sit there for what? To listen that how his uncle, means his maternal uncle, used to play that Shehnai. So without moving here and there, slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. Means after by watching him only, he learned only. Means he was just getting lessons that how he means how to learn to play the music. Okay. So for years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice favorite haunts means frequent resort or solitude, lonely place. Okay. So he could practice in solitude. Solitude means lonely place. So listen now. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya, means for so many years he used to go there for what? Balaji and Mangala Maiya, the banks of the Ganga, became the young apprentice. Means these were the places. These were the places that becomes what? The places of playing music. So he always used to go there to play music, to learn music. Okay, and he always used to play alone. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise, and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. Now, the flowing waters of the Ganga inspired. Flowing water means he could feel, he could also sense somewhat the wave of the Ganga, means when it just flows there. So he just inspired. The Ganga inspired him to improvise, means to produce something and invent ragas that you can understand, Sarinamapa. So that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. Means it was totally considered that it was not, means it did not happen, means nobody can means play that ragas on means in by that Shehnai. Okay, so I hope that you have understood till here. So we will continue from paragraph number 6 in next class. So thank you so much.